Hello, everyone, and welcome to the She Shoots podcast, Women Empowering Women in the Shooting Community, Season 3, Episode 30, Mapleseed and Lady Guns. My name is Regina Ruiz-Ordóñez, and I'm from the Canadian University Shooting Federation. Joining me today, as always, are Deneen Tomlin and Casey Gavinchuk from Lady Guns, and Kelly Melanson from Mapleseed Project, Sunfire Radio, and CCFR Women's Program. I would like to start by thanking our sponsors, Cabela's Canada Outdoor Fund, positively shaping the future of the outdoors. Every cent donated by rounding up at checkout goes toward helping Canadian organizations just like ours. Savage Arms, home to the Stevens single-shot rifles and shotguns. Beretta, family-owned and operated since 1526. Vortex, the best in optics. And Canada First Ammo. If you have any questions or comments throughout the show, make sure to leave them in the chat box below. Doing so will automatically enter you in the draw for today's giveaways. Today we have a She Shoots t-shirt and a Canada First Ammo prize pack. So that's it for me. And I think we lost Deneen, but Kelly, on to you.
I'm still here.
Oh, Deneen, on to you.
Still here.
And
Thank
Kelly.
You. Yeah, absolutely. No, sorry about that. Just a small glitch. So you mentioned prizes, and I want to start off the top by offering an apology. Somebody out there missed some prizes. They didn't get to them, and they sent me a DM. And you know who you are if you're listening. So I'll get those prize packages out to you. And we apologize sincerely for them not reaching you. So that being said, really excited tonight to have Kelly Squared sharing some stories about Project Mapleseed and Ladyseed and a bunch of stuff. And as usual, I get the distinct pleasure of introducing our guests. So I'm going to share a little bit about Kelly Kincaid first. So Kelly has been a member and a field officer of the CCFR since its inception. She's held many positions within the organization, such as field officer, regional field officer, coordinator, provincial coordinator, and currently serves as the VP of Special Events. Kelly has also helped grow the field officer program in Ontario, volunteering at shows, ladies' days, and other events across the province. She is also part of the Calendar Project, and a number of you guys have heard about the Gunny Girl Calendar Project and various other committees within the organization. She's an IPSC shooter, a match director for her club, and a Mapleseed instructor, as well as a hunter and an overall lover of guns and firearms. So welcome to the show tonight, Kelly Kincaid.
Ooh, thank you very much. I appreciate it.
You're welcome. And I get to do something I've never got to do before is introduce or tell you guys a little bit about our own Kelly Melanson Wheaton. So Kelly, which you guys know from a variety of backgrounds. She's a distinguished markswoman. She makes waves in the Canadian shooting sports community all over the place. She's a co-host of Slamfire Radio. And she is the first Canadian woman to qualify at something called Appleseed. So she played a pivotal role in bringing that and Project Mapleseed to Canada. After she completed the instructor program and teaching in the US, Kelly and her team launched Project Mapleseed in Canada. And she travels around the country doing that. And now Kelly and Kelly have launched and are hosting Ladyseed events across Canada. So tonight, we get to hear about Project Mapleseed and more excitingly, I think, about the new Ladyseed event. So welcome, Kelly and Kelly.
Thank you very much.
You. It's a little weird to be on this side.
Right? Over to you and then back to me and then over to you. So, all right.
Thank you very much.
Well, it's great to have my other half. Everybody does call us Kelly Squared, so we are connected at the hip. Everything that we do it together, whether it's Project Mapleseed or it's with the CCFR or the calendar or anything like that. So everybody does call us Kelly Squared. People do actually think that we're also the same person. So, yes. And we do answer emails for each other as well. So we share a brain. It's pretty apparent when we share a brain, right, Cal?
Yeah, we often show up at the range dressed in the same thing. It's kind of weird.
Yeah. And we don't even call each other and say, hey, I'm wearing this shirt today. We just go and it's the same thing. So Kelly, Deneen did a great job of doing the intro. Why don't you tell us a little bit about your background? Like, when did you get started in shooting, or how did you get started in shooting?
Yeah, so I went through corrections about 2011, and I was posted to Canada's most notorious penitentiary. And my second day on the job training, we were firing rifle rounds down the range. And so I realized pretty early on that I needed to keep up my shooting and do more than qualify once a year. And so I got my firearms license and I joined my local range. And my husband was shooting IPSC there too, so I decided I would try that out first. So I started off pistol shooting. Then, of course, I got involved with the CCFR and met you.
Yeah.
You were just bringing Mapleseed to Canada, and you asked me to try it out. And I didn't really consider myself a rifle shooter so much back then. I actually borrowed a rifle to take part in that Mapleseed, but I was hooked after that. And so my husband and I shot 2 Mapleseeds together. He patched at both, and then I went and shot the Ladyseed by myself.
Right. So we did have a Ladyseed, inaugural Ladyseed here in Ontario. It was at the Napanee Broaden District Gun Club. That was the first one that we ever had in Canada. It was an all ladies event. Again, it's called the Ladyseed for a reason. Kelly, you were at that event, and
I was,
yeah,
and it was kind of a rough time in my life. I had just lost my brother, and I was like trying to find my bubble. I'd struggled with trying to find the rifleman's bubble for the first 2.
Yeah.
So I decided at the Ladyseed that I was going to be really easy on myself, because I think as women, we're really critical of ourselves. And so I decided that if I could stay in my rifleman's bubble for the whole day, that I would consider myself accomplished. And it was great because there was another woman shooting my target. And I didn't even really notice until I went to change them out. But I managed to stay in my bubble. I found my bubble, and I scored rifleman that day.
Okay.
Congratulations.
Rifle woman.
That's a great story. Rifle woman. Well, that's a great story on so many levels, Kelly, because you overcame some internal stuff to find that Zen place. And we talk a lot about shooting, and especially rifle shooting as gun yoga. So, I mean, congratulations for finding your bubble and staying in your bubble. But it sounds like it helped you overcome some difficult times as well. So I love that part of the story. Thank you for sharing.
You're welcome.
Do you want to talk a little bit about how, because you did participate in 2 non-ladies only shoots, how it was different for it to be a ladies only shoot for you specifically?
I felt like we tend to ask more questions, women do.
Yeah.
And I found that it was easier for me to do that at a Ladyseed, that I didn't feel like I was slowing things down, or that I was, competing with some of the guys who had been shooting in their whole lives. For me, I was pretty much, aside from my short rifle qualification and corrections, I was pretty much a brand new shooter. And so I really felt like I could relax and just do my own thing when it was the Ladyseed, and I wasn't sort of trying to impress my husband or, do it for somebody else. I was doing it for me, and I felt like it was easier to do that with a bunch of women, because when you're at the range with a bunch of guys, there's a lot of
Bravado.
They kind of crap talk each other, and
they're
competing, and there's a lot of fist bumping. And when you go to an event with a women, you have your own cheerleading section. Everybody's celebrating your successes.
Yeah.
Which is really important, I think.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So that brings a question for either Kelly as to what's different between Project Mapleseed and Ladyseed that makes it for ladies.
I think I'll answer this one because we've been running regular co-ed Mapleseeds across the country since 2017. the difference between the two is, one, the Ladyseed is all ladies. Two, we try to have as much female instruction as possible. So female shoot boss if possible. And then also instructors are on the line. Those are our female instructors. And then also the points of instruction. Those are the women that are actually also delivering those. So what we're trying to showcase is strong women within our community delivering that instruction, showing that we're safe, that and patient as well. Because Kelly is correct. The course of fire is the same. However, it is we go at the pace of the attendees. So the attendees, again, Kelly is correct. There's a lot more questions that are asked because women do ask questions. And what we found is that during these events, they're not afraid to ask those questions because we hear it all the time. This might be a stupid question, but it's not a stupid question because it's what everybody else is thinking as well. We see people from so many different experiences, so brand new shooters on the line, but we also see people who are actually accomplished shooters at the Mapleseed events too. We do something a little different. What we do is also we make it a really great day. So we have some pastries, we have fruits and vegetables. It's all about women like food, and we also want to actually have a really great day with that. So um we add that, and normally we don't do that at a regular Mapleseed. There's a different environment, a different feel altogether, just because of some of the small differences that we do make. Kelly is correct. I think that the most recent Ladyseed that we had one in PEI. There was some feedback that we got afterwards, and the feedback was that the person that came to that, she traveled all the way from Ontario, by the way, but she had friends that were in PEI. So she said she wouldn't have actually signed up for a regular Mapleseed. She specifically did the Ladyseed because she felt that it would be more welcoming to her. She's had some not so great experiences at the range, and unfortunately, sometimes this does happen. And she felt intimidated, so she felt going to a Ladyseed where it's just ladies. And I will say that there was some male instructors there, and they were fantastic. They were support staff. They helped us with modeling the points of instruction. They also helped us with actually working with the ladies too. But again, going back to my original statement, we try and focus on having women as the shoot boss, as the um, calling the line. So Kelly did a great job of calling the line at PEI, and also all the points of instruction were delivered by women. So it was a great day.
That's amazing. I love the expression, you need to see it to be it. And
Yep.
and that's always good for women to see women instructors and women on the line and women running the course of fire. And
Yep.
so that's fantastic. I'm guessing that with the pastries and the snacks come extra bathroom breaks because it
Yep.
is a Ladyseed. And that's the other thing when you're shooting with guys and it's a mixed group. You're always like, excuse me, can I just run to the porta potty? Like, I don't want to miss anything. It's actually kind of fun. So Kelly Kincaid. Oh, sorry, Kelly, you were going to say something.
Well, that's the other important part. It sounds funny to talk about, but we cover bathroom breaks and we talk about the porta potties or flushable toilets. We love the ranges that have flushable toilets, but porta potties, we make sure beforehand that they're well stocked. It's a clean environment because the reality is at a lot of ranges, and if it's guys and we have those mixed company, guys will just go into the woods and pee, right? Whereas women, we don't have that ability. So we do incorporate bathroom breaks, and we do incorporate making sure that, that's covered, that the bathrooms are clean, and that is actually something that we do talk about. And I said, okay, so here's some housekeeping. We have a porta potty here and we have an outhouse. My recommendation is go to the outhouse or go to the porta potty because it's just been cleaned and it's well stocked. There you go. So yeah.
That it's important when you're trying to have a fun day with a bunch of ladies, that's for sure.
Right. Yeah.
So, and I believe we even brought that up when we did our workshop series on how to run a great women's range day. We talked about those bathrooms. It's clearly an issue. So Kelly Kincaid, you're on the line with a bunch of women at Ladyseed. It's this first event. Tell me about the experience with the other women and where you where you fit in the group, meaning like, did you feel like you were the beginner? Were you super nervous? Were you helping out? Because look where you are today. So tell me a little bit about that experience. Oh, we can't hear you, Kelly. You've been muted, maybe. Casey, if you're in the background, I think we've got Kelly Kincaid on mute. We've lost audio. Okay.
Maybe what we can do, Kelly, is actually get you to log out and log back in if you don't have any audio.
Yeah, we don't have any audio. All right. Okay. Well, I'm going to ask you, Kelly, that question then. But from an instructor, a director, a match coordinator's perspective, what are we seeing with these first few Ladyseeds? What are we seeing? Comments, registration, comments the day of. Are you getting first time shooters or are you getting first time rifle shooters? Like, what's it like?
Yeah, we are, as I said, we're seeing people from all walks of life. There are people who are quite accomplished shooters. People who like to shoot different disciplines. The Ladyseeds. So to give you a little bit further context for Ladyseeds, as I said, we had a couple prior to Kelly was at one. Sorry, my dogs are barking. We had one, the inaugural one here in Ontario, but we had some in Alberta as well that we put on too. But then COVID happened and we shut down with not just Ladyseeds, but Mapleseeds as well. Once COVID essentially went away, we wanted to actually get back up and rolling. So this year we had I felt it was my responsibility to start making sure that those Ladyseeds were back up running again. So now that Kelly's back, let's test her audio a little bit because maybe perfect. Yeah. So maybe we can get her perspective on it, and then
Okay, so you were asking about my experience on the line shooting at a Ladyseed.
Yeah.
I think at that point it was my third time shooting the course of fire, so I knew what to expect. A little bit more what to expect. I definitely was not the beginner on the line. I think the lady shooting my target was actually brand new. So, and I think we had like a couple of junior shooters as well. So I didn't feel like I was starting at the beginning. I felt kind of more like towards the middle of the pack. Maybe, well, I'd say I was the only one who riflemaned at that, or riflewoman at that event. So
yeah,
I probably was the most experienced.
And what was it like with the other ladies? Like the banter, the camaraderie. It's an all women's event. So what did it feel like?
It was really jovial for the most part. Yeah. There were like a couple of safety concerns that Kelly addressed right away. So I feel like it was like totally well run and on point, and I definitely felt set up for success. Like I said, for me it was kind of more of a emotional time, so I don't really remember like a lot of what the other women's experiences were, but I enjoyed myself and I felt relaxed for probably the first time at one of those events, just because it was all women.
Yeah. And so now going forward, you're volunteering to come out and help put them on. What is your personal objective for getting out and doing that for these women? And you said juniors, so I'm assuming there's younger people there too.
Yeah, so we're all females at the Ladyseed, but the last one we worked in PEI, there was 3 junior shooters on the line, so younger girls, which I think is important. They're the future, and it's important if their parents aren't as comfortable, helping them shoot, that we have instructors who are available and dedicated to doing that. And I think it's more comfortable when you're a young girl to have a woman helping you.
Yeah. So a great story about that. The mother. So the Ladyseed that was in PEI, it was totally sold out, by the way. And that's what we're seeing with our Ladyseeds. They're selling out right away. But there was a mother that was on the line and she wanted to bring her 2 girls, and one was 13 and one was 16, I think she was. The night before the event, the girls didn't want to go. They just wanted to sleep in because Project Mapleseed, Janine, you can actually confirm this, that we start really early in the morning. So the girls themselves did not want to get up in the morning. They said, I don't really want to go now. And that their mom was pretty persistent in saying, no, you're going to be going. By the end of the day, when everybody was packing up and taking their rifles to the parking lot, I was out there. I was helping some people bring some stuff out, and the girls stopped me and they thanked me. So the 13 and the 16-year-old, and they said, this is probably the best day I've ever had at a range. It's the best day I've had in a long, long time, period. I'm going to continue to actually shoot with my mom. The mom thanked me. She gave me a big hug and she said, this has been an incredible day. They didn't want to get up this morning. They were fighting with me last night, but we spent a whole entire day at the range bonding and having a great time. They were not competitive with each other, the sisters, but they were supporting each other. And going back to what Kelly was experiencing at her first Ladyseed was exactly that. It's about everyone was supporting each other. The atmosphere is very, again, cheerleaders, right? How did you do? Oh, look at that. That's amazing. And there's so much positivity around it. But can you hear me?
We're getting some lag and delay from you right now, Kelly.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it was a very positive experience with the 3 ladies, the family.
Oh man, we got
My
most
turn.
of that, but yeah. So
Okay.
yeah, I'm gonna toss it over to Kelly. I know that you said that you like to get involved to get youth out because they're the future of our sport. But so you personally, what are your goals for this summer for Ladyseed and for all of those ladies that are coming out? Like, what do you want to see happen at the Ladyseed event?
Well, I think that first of all, we need more female instructors across the country. So in order to do that, they have to have events to qualify at that they're comfortable with. And we can't do that without the Ladyseeds. Really, like, we get more women coming out for a Ladyseed than we do for co-ed events. So first of all, that gives us the opportunity to have more instructors. I think it also, the more women see and young girls see women doing these roles, the more confident they will be to take them. Yep. So I think that that's important. And I think that the program itself is wonderful and enough to like give them something to like a goal to keep shooting, right? Like the rifleman's score is not easy to achieve, and I think Project Mapleseed is really good about putting out weekly targets, and it's a great excuse to take your family to the range. And I think the more confident women become in their shooting, the more opportunity and likelihood they will to take their children to the range for a family day is.
Right.
is what's the goal, right? To make it a family fun thing to do again.
Right. So are we going to see another spin-off called Familyseed?
That's up to the boss.
Right. Exactly. Yeah. No. So
We'll
has
work
there
on
been
it.
has there been any have there been any, excuse me, junior ladies that have patched out that are moving into more of a leadership or instructor role? Yeah.
So we had a few that have patched that have not attended a Ladyseed specifically. So
Mhm.
and the junior, so specifically we've had a couple in our Stittsville Mapleseeds that have patched, that have come on as junior instructors. And then we've also had a couple in the West as well. So again, it's great to see younger females that are interested in stepping up, and we're trying to support that as well. So
It's
we
also
haven't had
a more fun way for them to get their volunteer hours to
correct.
graduate.
Yeah.
And that's what I was just going to ask you, Kelly Kincaid. I was gonna ask what are those things like? First off, how do we get more of those women and those young women out to these events, and what are those things they're going to take away from it into other areas? Like, what do you think if we extrapolate the leadership and the learning and all of that stuff? What do you think the volunteering is going to give those young ladies to move ahead?
I think with anything, any kind of coaching or instruction, that translates into skills of coaching and instruction is useful in every aspect of their life. And they're going to be learning from other instructors in post-secondary education. They're going to be maybe teaching. And I think that's another opportunity to get up in front of people and offer their assistance and help and get the gratification that goes along with that. I also think I think too, the more women we have and girls doing it, the more women and girls will want to do it.
Yeah. So what we did see is we saw some of the younger girls that have attended our events who have patched. They've gone on to a couple have gone on to doing instruction marksmanship with Connaught as cadets, and they actually became instructors there. And I know that we received some really wonderful emails because they indicated that because of attending a Mapleseed event and the instruction that they received, they're able to understand that material and then also actually help instruct their fellow cadets that are at Connaught. So it's wonderful to see it. They've also talked about how it's built their self-confidence, their self-esteem, and how it's, they see themselves as quote unquote badasses, right? These women that are able to achieve this and accomplish this, but also how it translates into moving forward in their lives, whether it's going to school, and it has actually helped with school. And we also saw it with some career development as well. We've seen somebody who's attended who was able to patch, and her development through becoming an RCMP officer as well. So
amazing.
yeah.
So we've talked about leadership, coachability, we've talked about career paths, and all of that starts out by going to a Ladyseed. That's pretty amazing, right?
Right.
Yeah, and coming out to the range and spending time with your family and hanging out with your mom and your sister. So those are some really great stories. So let's talk about upcoming events and where we're going to see some more Ladyseeds and some more of Kelly Squared.
Okay. So Kelly, do you want to talk about some of the exciting news that's going to be happening in September with you and I?
Yeah, we're heading to Edmonton. I am super excited about that. Yeah, I've never been there, so I feel like I'm just traipsing along for the ride, and I love it. Yeah, so I'm looking forward to that in September.
Yep.
Yeah, and we're going to be working some co-ed events before then. So
yeah. So the really great thing is, again, Kelly Square. I reached out to Kelly to say, listen, I need you And she was so much on board for going to Prince Edward Island, and now we're going to Edmonton, all these places she's never been before. So that's a wonderful thing too. So come and join us, be an instructor, and we'll take you places.
Yeah. That's awesome.
But so Alberta, we're going to be going there in Edmonton in September. We do have another Ladyseed that's going to be happening in Blue Mountain, Ontario in September as well. Kelly, I'll be asking you more about that if you're able to attend that and help out. We'll talk later.
Yeah, you can send me dates and stuff. My schedule is like, I don't know it off the top of my head. I don't know where I'm going to be that.
So, and then we also have an event that's going to be happening in BC. Unfortunately, we're already double booked for that, so I'm not going to be able to, I'm not going to be able to fly out to that one. But we'll be looking at actually heading to other provinces next year, hopefully too. So, traipsing across Canada.
Yeah,
absolutely.
So good.
And that's very exciting. And I love that becoming a Mapleseed instructor takes you places. I think that's a good tagline for your marketing material.
I think that's one. Yeah.
Right. So let's talk a little bit about how to get involved. So we've talked about patching out, potentially taking the instructor path. If you're a lady or a junior lady, you can find yourself helping out with the Ladyseeds as well as Project Mapleseed. So what's the path to getting to a Mapleseed event, and how do people register for these upcoming ones in BC, Edmonton, Blue Mountain?
Okay. So the upcoming events, so some of them are club specific. They're just going out to the clubs now. Once the club has the opportunity to have access to the registration link, then if it's not sold out, we will release it to the public. You can find the events themselves on our www.mapleseedrifleman.com and go to our website. If you want to be involved, we want you to come. Doesn't matter whether you're female or male. We need more instructors, and as I said at the PEI event, it was wonderful to see so many men and women working together. So come out, shoot a qualifier as Kelly did, and then join our cadre and then help us out. If clubs are looking to have a Ladyseed, and that's what's happening right now, they're reaching out because they also recognize bringing the women to the ranges, just like we promote with She Shoots and then also having those ladies' days. The clubs recognize if we can have some really affordable instruction for women, the clubs will continue, and also they'll bring the next generation too. So if your club is interested in having a Ladyseed, tell them to reach out. You can do that at info@mapleseedrifleman.com or kelly@mapleseedrifleman.com. Or you can go to the website again, and you can there's a box there where you can actually send us a message, and I'll get that too. So
outstanding. I have a bit more of a personal question for Kelly Kincaid.
Go ahead.
We talked a little bit about in your bio about your shooting, your IPSC, your hunting, etc. Do you have a favorite sport
Well,
in the firearms area?
I've been shooting skeet every Wednesday this past month. I think it just changed. I like it all. But I love my pistol. I love IPSC. And I tried it in ORPS match. And honestly, I'm not foldable enough to get under a ladder anymore. So I feel like I'm probably not shooting rifle competitions because not of the rifle it's just I can't do that anymore sometimes.
You're not bendy flexy enough? Is
no.
that what you're saying?
That's what I'm saying. So I choose to compete in IPSC because that's when I'm able to compete in, but the ORPS is going to have to wait a bit.
Excellent. So what pistol do you shoot for IPSC?
Well, when I'm shooting production optics, I usually shoot a Shadow 2. If I'm shooting classic, I have a really nice Sig Sauer competition series. And if I'm shooting production, I have an Excalibur. That's
Love it. A gun for every season. That is fantastic. Right? Yeah,
yes.
absolutely. Good for you. Absolutely. I'm part of that club as well. Now, how about skeet? What do you shoot when you're shooting skeet?
Oh, I have a Remington 1100 Sporting that I shoot in 28 gauge.
Nice. Excellent.
Yeah, it is nice.
That's a challenging caliber to be shooting skeet with. Well done.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Yeah, excellent. That's outstanding. It's nice to hear that you love the diversity, because that also, I think, is a leadership quality for other ladies, because you don't have to dedicate. You can have fun in all the sports. You can shoot one season of rifle and one season of IPSC. Some people dedicate and become the best in the province or the best in the country. And some people like to just go out and have fun and get other people involved. So I love what you ladies are doing. I think that's super fabulous. So, and I look forward to seeing you in September when you're out here in Edmonton. That's very exciting. Very exciting.
I can't wait.
Absolutely. So is there anything we missed about Ladyseed or Mapleseed, that how to get involved, where to find you, how to sign up? Did we miss anything?
I don't think so. I think that
all right.
Yeah, I think we had
so. Just keep in mind that at the Ladyseeds that you don't need to bring your own rifle. We do have loaner rifles. So if it's something that you're thinking of getting into, I know my first Mapleseed, I borrowed a rifle, but not everybody has access to that. So just know that the program does.
Oh, that's great information. So you just have to register and show up and get up early, as we talked about.
Yes.
Yeah.
But there'll be pastries. You get up early, but you get pastries. So there's a benefit. So excellent. So the last thing I want to ask you, Kelly, we ask all of our special guests. It's something we've touched on already a few places tonight, but getting women and young folks, young kids, youth involved is really important to us at She Shoots, and it clearly is for Project Mapleseed. So what are the things in the shooting community and outside the shooting community you think we can do to get more women involved in the sport?
Well, if you're talking about like adolescent women, I think there's a real barrier in the cost of ammunition. So if you can provide ammunition for junior shooters, I think that's because also if their mother is bringing them, like they're paying for a lot of ammunition. So I think having free ammunition for youth shooters is a great idea. And I think also some like clear, I mean, Mapleseed is really good at advertising outside of the ranges. But I think to get more people in, you have to kind of put it out into the community a little bit more, which some ranges are not as open to doing. So I think that we need to, advertise towards women more. And then if you have an event like that, offer them memberships, because it's really hard to get memberships in some places in Ontario. I'm not sure if it's the same in Alberta, but it's really difficult. And if you start opening up memberships to female shooters, you'll have more female shooters come.
Yeah.
But they're not going to come when there's only men at the range. Like you need to have all women events, and then offer them memberships and make sure that they're welcome.
Those are some great recommendations that we actually haven't heard before. So I'm hearing reduced cost or free ammo for youth shooters, easy access to memberships at clubs, more women's events to get the women out. And we talked about it earlier, clean bathrooms, please.
Yes, please.
Right?
It's the only bathroom that the women never have to wait in line for.
Right? That's so true. That's so true. So, well, thank you so much. I love those recommendations. And I think those are some things we can pass on to clubs or to associations that are trying to help youth get involved in shooting sports. I love the idea. So with that, I think we've got either Casey or Rahina in the background. They're going to come on and we're going to do some Prizes.
Yeah.
Absolutely. There she is.
I'm right here. Okay, so let's see. We only got one comment, so Derek, but I'm gonna give you a choice. Do you want us to do the prizes or do you want us to save them for next time?
Ooh,
I'm leaving
pressure
it up
on
to you.
Derek. Pressure on Derek. If he's listening,
Yeah,
I think
exactly.
he's
So I'll
probably
give you some
stuck around.
time and then we can move on to upcoming events if you're still listening.
Save them.
Okay, he said save them. Perfect. Thank you. So we'll
All
save them
right.
up for the next one. And yeah, hopefully we get some comments. So people, remember you had a comment if you want to win some prizes, especially during our live episodes. Other than that, thank you again, Kelly, for coming on today. It was awesome having you.
Yeah.
And
Thank
I'll
you for
go
having
on
me.
to our upcoming events. So just a reminder, if you are interested to be a volunteer for the CUSF, just send us a message send an email at submissions@cusf.ca. I'll put up the email. That's the email right there. Also, if you're a student at a Canadian university and you're interested in starting a gun club your university doesn't already have a club, also send us an email at submissions@cusf.ca and we can help you get that started. I know both Kelly Squared, you've been talking about Mapleseed events and whatnot. So I don't know if you want to quickly go over it again for people to sign up. I know there's
Sure.
going to be tons of events coming up in September.
Good. So you're absolutely right. We've covered a lot of events, specifically Ladyseeds, that are going to be happening in September. But if anybody is listening, go to our website, mapleseedrifleman.com. Go check out the events calendar. There still are some events. A lot of our events and clinics are sold out. However, that being said, there are still a few. We're also adding them as we're continuing to add events too. So go and check it out and sign up for an event. Come out and see come and see Kelly and I, or any of our instructors. Again, if you're really interested in volunteering, come out and shoot a Rifleman score and come and join our instructor corps. And yeah, we'd love to see you.
Do it.
Okay, awesome. Thank you. Deneen, anything for Lady Guns?
Nothing for Lady Guns. I just want to give a shout out. So our local sporting clays club, Silver Willow, did their youth shoot and they did their ladies learn to shoot, and both were a huge success. Our DeWinton club was hosting their ladies and youth leagues. They take a break in the summer and then they have a fall session again. So hopefully I'll see a few of you guys out at those. And other than that, I'm looking forward to Kelly Squared coming to Edmonton, and hopefully I can get up there and we can spend some time on the range.
That sounds great.
Okay. Awesome. Thanks so much, ladies. So with that, I'll go ahead and start wrapping it up. So once again, thanks again to our sponsors, Cabela's Canada Outdoor Fund, Savage Arms, Beretta, Vortex, and Canada First Ammo. If you like today's episode, please leave us a like and follow us so that you don't miss out on any of our episodes. You can watch us on YouTube and Facebook, or you can listen to us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, and iHeartRadio. If you liked our message and would like to learn more about our programs, you can check out our websites at cusf.ca, ladyguns.ca, and Mapleseed Rifleman. To support us and get some additional perks, check out our membership programs. Thank you all for tuning into the She Shoots Podcast, Season 3, Episode 30, Mapleseed and Ladyseed. My bad. Make sure to join us on August 13 for the next episode of the She Shoots podcast at a regular time, 5 p.m. PST, 6 p.m. MST, and 8 p.m. EST. And keep an eye on our social media pages for the next episode announcement. Thank you, everyone, and have a good night.
Thanks for coming on, Kel.
Thank you. Thanks for having me, ladies.
Good night,
See you
everyone.